Okay, so we've all gotten pretty used to AI that can spit out answers, right? But what if an AI could actually, think? Well, Google just dropped a new version of Gemini, and it looks like a massive step in that exact direction. We're talking about moving past just finding information to actually reasoning through tough problems.
And this really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? What's the real difference between just a great answer and great thinking? I mean, an answer can be quick, it can sound good, but real thinking, that's about the process, the logic. And honestly, that second part has been the holy grail for AI for a long, long time.
For a while now, AI models have been amazing at what you could call eloquence. They can write text that sounds totally human. It's impressive. But when you ask them to really think, they often fall flat. The big goal has always been to get past that surface-level fluency and achieve true cognition. That structured step-by-step thinking we use to actually solve stuff?
So, Google's response to this challenge? It's called Gemini 2.5 Deepthink. And let's be clear, this isn't just some minor update. It's a whole new system built from the ground up specifically for what's being called high-level problem-solving intelligence. It's their big swing at cracking that cognition nut. Okay, so how does it actually pull this off? Well, the secret sauce is something they're calling parallel thinking. Now, instead of thinking in a straight line, one thought after another, Deepthink basically creates a whole bunch of independent thinkers inside the model. Each one goes off and explores a totally different path at the exact same time, kind of weighing all the possible solutions against each other.
Let's break that down a little. First, the model just spits out a ton of different ideas. Then, and this is the magic part, it looks at all of them at once, in parallel. From there, it can start to tweak the weak ideas, maybe combine the best bits from a few different paths, and then finally, it settles on what it thinks is the best possible answer. It's really like having a whole room full of experts brainstorming for you all at the same time.
And listen, this isn't just some cool theory. They've got the receipts. The full-blown research version of this model actually hit a gold medal standard at the 2025 International Mathematical Olympiad. We're talking one of the hardest math competitions on the planet for high school students. No AI has ever done that before. Ever.
Now, it's super important to know that there are two different versions of this thing. You've got the big research model, that's the one that snagged the gold medal. It can take hours, literally hours, to solve one problem, and it's really just for a handful of academics. Then there's the version that people can actually use. It's faster, more practical, and it still manages to score at a bronze medal level in that same competition, which is, wow, still incredibly impressive. So where would you actually use this kind of power? Well, Google's pointing to a few big areas. It's apparently amazing at things that you have to build up step by step, like really complex code or designing a website. It's a huge deal for researchers trying to solve math problems. And it's especially good at those super tricky coding challenges, even outperforming other top models on specific tests.
But here's the thing. As cool as the performance is, its biggest strength might not even be getting the right answer. The real breakthrough, at least according to analysis from Thorsten Meyer, is something he calls radical transparency. It's all about seeing how it gets to that answer.
Think about it. Most AIs are what we call black boxes. You ask a question, you get an answer, and you have no clue what happened in the middle. Deepthink is totally different. It basically opens up the hood. It exposes its internal reasoning steps to the user. You can actually see it thinking.
And that is an absolute game changer. You can literally see why it decided one path was a dead end. You can see how it pieced together the final solution. You can even see the other alternatives it was considering. This just builds so much more trust. And imagine for really important fields like science or law, having that kind of audit trail is not just nice, it's essential.
So, the big question. What's the price tag for access to this developer-grade thinking machine? It's part of Google's highest tier plan, and it'll set you back $249.99 a month.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely a premium price, but that's because this really isn't for everybody. The Ultra plan is more like a professional toolkit. So on top of getting Deepthink, you also get way higher usage limits, you get priority on their servers for those really long, complicated thinking jobs, and you even get to try out experimental stuff like video generation.
So let's zoom out for a second. Beyond just this one product, what does the launch of Deepthink really mean for the future of AI?
Well, it seems to signal a pretty fundamental shift in the whole direction of the field.
Thorsten Meyer's analysis actually breaks this down into 4 big trends we should watch. First, AI is moving from just sounding good to actual structured reasoning. Second, this whole idea of parallelism is probably going to become the new normal for problem solving. Third, explainability, showing your work, is becoming a must-have, not just a nice bonus. And last, this idea of cognitive compute, or high-level thinking time, is turning into a premium service you pay for.
But maybe the most powerful way to think about this comes from that same analysis. Meyer says that even though Deepthink is definitely not AGI, it might be a functional prototype of what AGI might feel like. It gives you a taste of an AI that doesn't just answer you, it reasons with you. It doesn't just chat, it thinks right there alongside you.
And that really leaves us with a pretty mind-bending question to chew on, doesn't it? We might be moving out of the era where we just ask AI for answers and into an era of true collaboration. So if an AI can really reason with you, like a partner, what could you create together?